Beside a dusty roadside, this forgotten 1930s classic had been abandoned for decades. Its windows were broken, the headlights were missing, and thick rust covered every inch of its body. Nature slowly reclaimed what was once a proud automobile. Most people drove past without even noticing it. But today, everything changes. This forgotten machine is about to begin one of the most incredible restoration journeys ever captured. A closer inspection reveals just how badly time has damaged this beautiful classic. Every panel is covered in corrosion. The engine has not started in decades. The interior has almost disappeared, leaving only rusted metal behind. Many would call it beyond saving. But every legendary restoration begins with believing the impossible can become reality. Before restoration can begin, the old sedan must be safely recovered. Every loose panel is carefully checked. The tires no longer hold air, and the suspension barely supports the weight. Moving this forgotten classic requires patience and precision. After decades of silence, its journey finally begins. Slowly and carefully, the heavy vintage sedan is pulled onto a recovery trailer. Every movement reminds us how fragile decades of neglect have made it. Rust flakes fall from the body as sunlight shines across its worn metal. This is the first time the car has moved in many years. The forgotten classic finally arrives at the restoration workshop. Covered in dust, rust, and memories, it stands as one of the biggest challenges yet. Piece by piece, every damaged component will be rebuilt. The transformation starts here, and the impossible restoration is officially underway. The real restoration begins with complete disassembly. Every bolt is frozen with rust, forcing each component to be removed slowly and carefully. The doors, hood, fenders, and damaged panels are separated one by one. Years of dirt hide the original craftsmanship beneath. With every piece removed, the forgotten classic starts revealing its true structure for the first time in decades. With the body stripped down, the hidden damage becomes impossible to ignore. Rust has eaten through sections of the floor and weakened several structural supports. Years of moisture have silently destroyed metal that looked solid from the outside. Every damaged section is carefully marked, creating a detailed plan to bring this forgotten automobile back to life. Attention now turns to the engine. Covered in rust and decades of dirt, it has remained silent for generations. Every hose, cable, and mounting bolt is disconnected with extreme care. Finally, the heavy engine is slowly lifted from the chassis, marking one of the biggest milestones of the restoration. Decades of rust cannot be repaired until every surface is completely cleaned. Powerful sandblasting equipment strips away layers of corrosion, exposing fresh bare steel beneath. Slowly, the original metal starts appearing again. What once looked like scrap is beginning to resemble a real classic automobile once more. With the damaged metal exposed, restoration enters its most important stage. Rusted floor sections and weakened panels are carefully cut away and replaced with freshly fabricated steel. Precise welds restore the strength of the body, ensuring this classic will stand strong for decades to come. The foundation of its new life is finally complete. With the structural repairs complete, attention shifts to the bodywork. Every dent, ripple, and imperfection is carefully straightened by hand. Body filler is applied only where needed, then sanded until every curve matches the car's original factory lines. Slowly, the battered shell begins to look like a proud classic once again. After countless hours of sanding, the body is finally ready for primer. The first smooth coat covers the repaired metal, sealing every panel and revealing the true shape of the classic. For the first time in decades, the car no longer looks abandoned. Its transformation is becoming impossible to ignore. While the body cures, the original engine receives a complete rebuild. Every worn bearing, gasket, piston ring, and seal is replaced. The block is cleaned, measured, and carefully reassembled to factory specifications. The silent heart of this forgotten automobile is preparing to beat once again. Safety is just as important as appearance. Every suspension component is cleaned, restored, or replaced where necessary. The braking system is completely rebuilt with fresh parts, ensuring the classic will not only look beautiful but also drive with confidence after decades of silence. Inside the cabin, the years of neglect have left almost nothing behind. Every surface is cleaned, repaired, and prepared for new materials. The dashboard is restored, the steering wheel is refinished, and fresh insulation is installed. The interior is finally ready to become as beautiful as the exterior. After months of careful preparation, the biggest transformation finally begins. Inside the paint booth, multiple coats of deep vintage ivory cream paint are applied with precision. Layer by layer, the old rust disappears forever. Under the bright workshop lights, the once-forgotten sedan shines with a finish that looks just as elegant as it did when it first left the factory. The restored chrome parts are now carefully installed. The front grille, window trim, door handles, and bumpers regain their brilliant shine. Every polished detail contrasts beautifully against the fresh paint. The forgotten classic is no longer recognized as an abandoned wreck, it now looks like a true collector's automobile. Fresh windshield and side windows are carefully fitted into place using brand new weather seals. Every opening is aligned with precision to protect the cabin from the elements. For the first time in decades, sunlight reflects from crystal clear glass instead of broken windows, bringing the classic one step closer to completion. Inside the cabin, handcrafted seats upholstered in premium brown leather are installed alongside a restored dashboard and classic steering wheel. The new carpeting, door panels, and roof liner perfectly match the car's original luxury design. Every detail captures the timeless elegance of the 1930s while feeling completely new. The fully rebuilt engine is carefully lowered back into the restored chassis. Every wire, hose, and connection is installed exactly where it belongs. After months of hard work, the heart of the classic finally returns home. The moment of truth is getting closer, and soon this forgotten legend will breathe again. After months of relentless work, the moment has finally arrived. Fresh fuel flows through the system as the ignition key is turned for the very first time. The engine cranks once, twice, then suddenly roars to life. The workshop fills with the deep, unmistakable sound of a classic engine reborn. After decades of silence, this forgotten legend is alive once again. With the engine running perfectly, every final detail receives careful attention. The paint is polished to a mirror-like finish, the chrome is buffed until it sparkles, and every badge is perfectly aligned. The interior is cleaned one last time. The forgotten relic has now become a museum-quality classic ready to be admired once again. The garage doors slowly open as sunlight falls across the freshly restored classic. For the first time in decades, the sedan rolls forward under its own power. Every gear change is smooth, every movement feels effortless. What was once abandoned beside a dusty road now drives proudly once again, proving that true craftsmanship can defeat time itself. The restored classic glides peacefully along a quiet country highway. Its polished body reflects the golden evening light while the rebuilt engine performs flawlessly. Every mile tells the story of patience, determination, and respect for automotive history. The car that everyone believed was beyond saving has reclaimed its place on the open road. What began as a forgotten rusted shell has become a masterpiece once again. Every scratch, every rusted panel, and every challenge became part of an unforgettable journey. This restoration is more than rebuilding a car, it is preserving history for future generations. Thank you for joining this incredible transformation. Until the next restoration adventure, keep the spirit of classic automobiles alive.